In the Transformers Generations series of figures from Hasbro, this is Optimus Prime, Goody Two-Shoes leader of the Autobots, as featured in Transformers Fall of Cybertron, the awesome video game. On the back of the packaging, we get a look at his stats, which reminds me of the old school G1 packaging where you had to use a red strip of plastic to read them. But, you know, that's just way too complicated for today and is probably a cost-saving measure. This is not an expensive toy. All of the modern Transformers that I've reviewed are made from plastic. They have cheap ball joints, they fall apart easily, but they're also really inexpensive, a lot cheaper than I remember them being when I was a kid. Like Optimus Prime in 1985 or 86 was like a $35 or $40 toy, which translates into about 70 or 80 bucks in today's dollars, but he came with some metal parts and his trailer, and it was a substantial toy. I never had Optimus Prime back in the day. Anyway, this is modern Cybertron Optimus, who's about twice the size of a standard Star Wars figure or G.I. Joe figure, so you can use him to play with your Star Wars figures, like Jar Jar Binks. He's got big feet, so he's fairly easy to stand up and pose on a shelf, or crush Jar Jar with his giant feet. The Transformers Generations Optimus Prime transforms into some kind of a half-truck minivan thing, and chances are good that you're going to rip off one of his limbs as you're transforming him. They just pop right out of those ball joints, but you know, you can also pop them right back in. The problem is that kids will easily lose the body parts, so you'll get your 5-year-old Optimus Prime, and a week later all that's left is his head, which has been sucked into the vacuum. Here's a look at Optimus fully transformed into this cheap truck. I mean, this is really a cheap toy. And it's one of the more expensive Transformers I've seen lately. The other ones are $5 or $6. This is $15. You get what you pay for. The wheels don't roll very well. It's clumsy to transform, but the molding and the detail look pretty good. It looks like Optimus Prime. So if you collect Transformers for fun to play with them, it's totally functional. You can put his little ion cannon on top or hold it in his hand. If you're buying this one for your younger kids, I would just make sure to keep track of the limbs, which are easy to lose. Optimus Prime can also have fun playing with the older Transformers, and I always like to see if the newer Transformers toys can defeat Unicron. So Optimus has been taunting him, and now, well, it's not looking good for Optimus. At least he's flexible. That's a nice stretch he's got going on there. So there you have it in the Transformers Generations series. It's Optimus Prime, who looks like Optimus Prime. It's a cool-looking figure. He's an affordable toy for younger kids, fun to play with, but doesn't stand a chance against Unicron. Or RC for that matter. She would also kick his ass.